Are you ready for chapter 11? It's called Beth. In this chapter, something bad was happening to Beth, and let's learn. 10 days after their mother went away, Beth came home very ill. As you know, the condition of their father was getting worse and worse. That's why their mother went to the hospital with Mr. Brooke. The girls were alone. 10 days after their mother went away, Beth became very ill. As Mrs. Hamill's baby died in her arms because of scarlet fever, the doctor advised Beth go home quickly and rest after taking a medicine. So she went straight to her mother's room and shut herself inside. Half an hour later, Joe found her. And fortunately, Joe and Meg had this illness years ago. They could see Beth in the room. But what about Emmy? Could Emmy go into the room and see Beth? I'm sorry, Emmy couldn't see. They didn't let Emmy go into the room. That's why Emmy was sent to Aunt Mart's house. Although Emmy didn't like this plan, she agreed to go. She had to do. Laurie promised her to come over and give her the news of Beth. Laurie was a nice friend of all of the girls really. He was so kind. He tried to help them. Hannah advised the girls not to tell their mom the illness as it would worry her. You know, their father was ill and their mother was taking care of him. So if she heard this, she would really worry. There was no need to do this. Mr. Lawrence, of course, wasn't allowed to see Beth because in the past he didn't have this illness. If he had visited Beth, he would have caught this illness. Joe nursed Beth night and day, but one day, Beth didn't know herself. Beth didn't know who she was and who they were. It really frightened Joe, really. Still, Hannah didn't let them write a letter to their mother since Mr. March was worse. How dark the days seemed, really. The shadow of death lay over the once happy home. In the past, they were so happy, really. And Meg thought how rich she had been in the things such as love, peace, good health. How rich they were in the past. They understood the importance of love, peace, good health, let me say, good health in those days. Joe thought how unselfish Beth had been. Really, Beth was different. She was living for others, and she was trying to make home a happy place for all who came there. Emmy was so sad in Aunt Mart's house, and she wanted to come home, but it was impossible at that time, really. On the first day of December, the doctor advised them to call Mrs. March. Also, the condition of Beth, the health condition of Beth was getting worse and worse, like her father. After Joe had sent a telegram to her mother, Laurie told her Mr. March's situation was getting better. Laurie learned this news from Mr. Brooke because before this, Laurie also sent a telegram. Joe was so sad that Lori consoled her by saying he was there. He said that I'm here. I'm here. And yeah, he consoled also her by saying Mrs. March would come at once. Jo held on to her friend. Lori smoothed her hair with a kiss. Gently, she said no. Okay, and then let's go on. The doctor said he would come back in the middle of the night to see the change in Beth's condition. It would be better or it would be worse, but there should be a change in her condition, he said. And they waited. They waited the night, the middle of the night. At that time, the girls waited, unable to sleep, of course. The others were also so tired. Hannah slept on, and Lori left quietly for the station. Everyone was so tired. At 12 o'clock, a change seemed to pass over Beth's face. Jo was so frightened and thought that Beth was dead. And she said, she kissed Beth and softly whispered, "Goodbye, Beth, goodbye." But the pain had gone from Beth's face. Jo maybe understood, maybe misunderstood. Hannah woke up suddenly and understood that just the fever had gone and she was sleeping and breathing easily. After learning this, because Jo supposed that she was dead, and now she understood that Beth was just sleeping. While Jo and Meg were holding each other close, they heard Lori's happy voice, which was saying she had come. It means their mother had come. They were so happy. And in this chapter, all of the girls understood the importance of love, help, and having a family, being a part of the family. Okay, see you next chapter.